Now that the table is together, it's time to start on the retractable casters. I made some drawings of how it's going to work and the parts and pieces I need to make it work. And I got this idea from another YouTube channel called Alcala Guitars. He had came up with this design for his bandsaw, so I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below so you can check that out. But right now I made a little cut list right here of parts I need to, the wooden pieces to cut out for the retractable casters to mount to. So we'll cut them out now. Well, I just noticed I rounded the wrong corner, so I went ahead and took this back on the bandsaw and rounded the correct corner. It won't hurt anything for the bottom one to be rounded. I had put the hinges on the wrong side of this piece, so I had to take them off and move them over to the other side. So now we'll continue putting this part together. Well, it looks like I've run into a couple of problems with this project. It's supposed to be so that you press down on this and it raises it up, and you can roll it around and you let off, and the weight will push it back down, which is doing that. But when I originally designed the table, I allowed for 3 inches from the bottom up to this rail. But then when I laid out the casters, I had to lower it down to about 2 inches, and didn't go back and change it on my other drawing. So when I glued this up, it's almost an inch too high, which means that this, I had to hinge the 2x4 with the rollers on it. I had to hinge it about 7/8 of an inch lower than I had originally planned, which now means that this is hitting here. It's supposed to be level when it sits on top, and it's not. So I've got a couple of options: either notch this out here, which I don't really want to do because that's going to weaken this, because I have to make another notch in here for a bar for the hook to hook on. So that would be a negative. And then also I noticed when a certain way you go to roll it, I don't know if you can see that, but the caster, when it swivels to the one side, it's hitting up against the leg. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go back and move all the casters in a little ways away from the end to give them room to swivel without hitting the leg. So got to think about all this. Well, what I decided to do to make this thing work out right was to add a 1-inch block here just to raise it up. on both sides. And now when you press down on it, let me bring the camera back out. Press down on it, you can swivel it, roll it all around. I also moved the casters in away from the edges so they don't hit the legs now. You let off on it, and the weight of it with the planer on it will hold it down so it doesn't move. So the next thing to do will be to make the hook that goes here and notch out here, put a pin in there for the hook to catch on. So we'll get started on that part next. Right now I'm going to go ahead and make the catch that goes in here to hold it down. Make that out of a scrap piece of the 2x4. Went ahead and took this piece back off so I could drill a hole through here for the catch, to put a bolt through there to hold it on and for it to pivot on. I may have to reposition that hole. I'm not sure exactly how far in out this is going to need to be. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and mark this and cut this out here, and then clamp this down and see what we got.